right. Share screen. Here I am and go. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, everyone. Today is the 29th, right?
Yep.
I'm getting the days mixed up. So, 29th of October, and we're going to continue on with business planning and action plans. So we're going to jump into it today. Remember, always reach out to Debbie or myself. We're happy to go more in detail about this, but this is the time of year. So we'll jump right into it. Go ahead, Deb.
Yep. So, this also coincides with the things that we've been talking about for the last few weeks. So we break it up into little tidbits so you guys can remember what we actually talked about and absorb it and do the tasks in each one of the videos so that you can get to the point where you're on target, right? My little bullseye there.
Right, right.
But for this particular thing, when you're trying to figure out an action plan of what you're working with, your action plan is around your audience, right? So your clients or your potential clients, and you want to try and figure out who is that going to be for you, because maybe you want to work with first-time home buyers, or maybe you want to work with lakefront people or historical home people or new construction people. Maybe you don't care about the niche so much, but you want to focus in one area just to show that you are an expert in that area. And when I say that, I mean research that stuff so that you are an expert in that area. For me, I feel like real estate is a continuous learning experience. Like there's so much that we can learn about all kinds of different stuff all the time, and you can be that person that knows that geographical area very well. That is something that every agent should do. Where you live in the surrounding areas where you live, you need to know everything about it. So when people are talking, you can intelligently answer them, right? And if
Right.
they do ask you about an area that you don't know, then you just have to do a little bit of research, and thank goodness the internet is our friend, right, Tony?
Exactly. Yeah. There's one thing that, well, there's many things that upset agents sometimes in their marketing and their business. It's like, but when a property comes up on the market, you see a sign go up in your neighborhood and you're upset because, hey, that's my neighborhood. These are my neighbors. They should know I'm in the business. Why didn't they pick me? So I always tell agents when you see neighbor signs going up, and if you could walk out the end of your driveway and see a for sale sign, you should at least figure out why they picked that person and not you. And usually the answer is because they don't know you're a realtor. That's the number
Exactly
one
that,
answer.
because they
Also,
don't know you're an agent, right?
also identify not your audience, places you go, people you know. One example I use several years ago, many years ago, wow, it's been a while. One of our agents happened to be going out into a certain area to meet an agent, and one of our agents lived in that area, and she had a commission check, said, I'll bring out the check to you. Met her at a local restaurant slash bar to give her a check and sat up at the bar, and the bartender was talking to her and said, "Hey, who's this person?" She goes, "This is my broker." And she said, "Broker what?" I'm like, "Broker, my real estate broker." And she goes, "Oh my God, didn't know you were an agent. We're about to start looking for a house." So I sat there until I was talking to the agent, like, how do you come into this establishment? This person semi knows your name and does not know you're a realtor. So everywhere you go, anybody that knows you better know that you're a realtor.
Yeah.
Your other job, your hobbies, the if anybody knows your name or at least knows who you are, not might not know your name, but they recognize you, like I use that restaurant analogy, they should know that you're in real estate. If you have enough that connection enough to at least know each other's names and see each other often, how many oftentimes you have to run into someone till they know that you're in real estate. So hopefully that added on to that. So
Yeah, it
next,
did. And there's also like things on social media that I see that crack me up because there's little memes about like when you walk into the bar, who are the people that you are going to know in there? Well, you should be. And one of them is realtor, and the other one I think is a doctor or a lawyer, because they're always telling people that that's what they do for a living. And it makes me laugh because that's what we should be doing. And even though they're making fun of the fact that we're doing that, they're not going to know unless you tell them.
Or even again, agents like on their social media. I go to I'm on social media, and I'm every day I'm taking a little time out to look at what's going on, and I see agents on there, and I have no idea in their profile that they're an agent. I'm like, how are you not putting something in there, your website, your something? Also, I tell agents, even with text messages and emails, how, unless you're having another business, like another business that you don't want to commingle businesses. But if you're sending out emails or text messages to people, you can put, I know Apple's a little bit hard, but I know the Droids are even better, where you could put like a little signature on the bottom of every text. I mean, you're constantly reminding people you're in real estate. How hard is that?
Yep.
You're not bugging people. You're just throwing two other lines, your name and your realtor, and your company. So,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
or-
For sure. So we talked about this a little bit here, but we're going to get into it a little bit now. So we're using social media to let people know that we're a real estate agent. You're putting it in your text, like Tony just said. Use your newsletters that you have in your CRM. Some people will turn to blogs. I know we do have several agents that blog. A lot of people are afraid of it, but it's not a bad way. And your blog doesn't necessarily have to be like, pick me, pick me. Your blog is just something that you're talking about, that you're passionate about, but that they know that you're a real estate agent as well. And then there's always the direct mail approach, whether it's personal notes and stuff. And I think we're going to get into that in a minute.
yeah.
But these are the things that we were just talking about. Yeah. So, how do you reach them, right? You use the stacking effect. The stacking effect I learned from Brian Buffini because it does work, right? You want to make sure that you're reaching them in several different ways: phone calls, text messages, emails, newsletters, direct mail, or pop-bys. You don't have to do every single one of those things, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying bombard people with all of these things, but choose a couple of them and just be consistent. When you're expanding your personal sphere of influence, you can do it by when you're going to the clubs or organizations, or make sure you're volunteering for something. It's at your sporting events for your kids with the schools and stuff like that. There's all kinds of, every single time in the springtime, you will find someone that works at a golf club, and they'll ask you for a sponsorship for a hole, right? If it's within your budget, do it. Because all of those golfers, if they can afford to go golfing, they can afford to buy a house. But they're not going to know that you're the agent that can help them if they don't see your name, right?
Exactly. Well,
um
yeah.
when you're working on business sphere of influence, you want to hit your past clients, you want to contact new people, you want to sign up and go to your chamber of commerce or maybe your town halls if they have those, things like that. Small business owners, what is the other one, BNI, business
Right.
networking groups, sign up for those, because those are really good, because it's going to be one person from each category. So you're not going to be in a BNI group with 10 other realtors. You're going to
Right.
be in a BNI group with a builder, a plumber, an electrician, a lawyer, an accountant, a doctor, different things like that. That's how you create networking. Okay. But you got to
Exactly.
use the stacking effect and reach out to your people. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was to say that is that they're not you talk to enough people over a consistent period of time, either they're going to be buying or selling sometime soon, or they know somebody is going to talk someone soon. It's just people have to buy and sell. It's just how many people you talk to consistently and asking for referrals and digging and getting over the fear of asking. That's
Yes,
the other
and
thing.
use your sphere, your customer database to remind yourself of what you did. So maybe you have 10 people that you sent a text message to. Put that in your notes, in your sphere. Maybe you have the next month you're not going to talk to them. You're not going to text them. You're going to send them an email, or you're going to send them a note, right? Things like that.
Right.
So always watch and see what works. You know, some things will work better in other things, depending on what time of the year it is, and also depending on who that actual client is. So you can shake things up. You don't have to do the same thing with everyone. You can
Right.
use some of those things and do some things with some people because some people don't want the phone call. Some people love the text messages, right? Tony, you love text messages.
I
So,
love text messages. And also, you could set an appointment. Like I train agents. Like I like people like that text me and say, "Hey, I need to talk to you. I'm gonna call you later tomorrow. What's a better time, for you?" You're giving a little bit of training. You're telling them, "Hey, by the way," and then you give them an out. I like to give people out. Well, no, I'm not ready to talk to you yet. Okay, great, fine. I'll follow up with you in a month. That kind of thing. So I give people ideas because no, am I when and same with Debbie, I'm sure you agree with this, is are we exempt or do we have fear of calls sometimes and connect? Yes, we do too, but we find ways and give you ideas of ways to limit that fear so you continue to build your database on that. So with technology and things, there's so many different ways to do it. And yeah, without going into detailed training. Go ahead,
correct.
Deb.
Yeah, right. So this just gives you a little graph of if you're hitting your target audience and you're using the market strategy of I'm using waterfront homes because I was talking to somebody about lakefront homes last week, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll just throw this in there because it's on my mind, right? And that's how you reach your audience. So your target market is going to be people who want to buy waterfront homes. That's what your marketing is going to be on your social media, or whether you send it to them in the mail or whatever, and that's how you reach your audience. If it's geographical area, again, it's waterfront homes, and you provide them value, even if it's just a little tidbit about something about lakefront homes here in being on Lake Erie. Your ideal client is going to be that person that wants to live on the water. So if you know that you're close to one of those yacht clubs, see if you can figure out who belongs to that yacht club and send them some messages, right? That's your ideal client. They want to live on the water. The call to action is going to be something that you can tell them in your text message, in your email, or when you're talking to them, even if it says, oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referral. I mean, some kind of call of action. Oh, I sent you that recipe. Did you get it? Have you had a chance to try it yet? Let me know how it tastes or what you would do differently. Things like that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be real estate, it could be
Right.
recipes, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Next.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Here is another way to show that you are valuable to people, and that's by earning a designation. And so many people are afraid of these, so I thought I'd put them out there so that you
Oh,
can
good.
see. This is just some of the designations that the National Association of Realtors has available to you. You can be a luxury home person. These are target markets, by the way. You can be a pricing strategy advisor. That's the PSA. The Renee is one that everyone should go to, which is really real estate negotiation expert. They are going to help you with learning how to negotiate efficiently when you're talking to other people. So important these days because we have to negotiate everything, including our commission now. So very, very important. The SRES is for seniors because you can get a designation that says that you work with seniors. They are a special breed. I actually took some classes on that and I did learn a little bit about that. So that was pretty good. The MRP is for military. If you want to get the military designation, that's great. They give you more information on how to work with vets, right? The CCIM, this is your commercial designation. Oh, so many people are asking me about this, right? How do I work in commercial? Learn it. We're not ever telling you you can't do something here at Homestar, pretty much, but
Yeah,
we want you
that's
to learn how to do it, right?
right. And then that one, I know every once in a while, because I got agents that check in on it. That one is not just, I mean, that is intense, like going to commercial college.
Yep.
That's going to take you a year. It's probably, I think it's around $10,000 to get all of the classes that go with it. So if you ever really want to get serious about real estate or commercial real estate, this is the thing you have, and and what will put you ahead of everybody else. Kind of like having a college degree. Someone, just you have that degree and you're present. This is a degree. So anybody that's in commercial clients, people own properties or buying properties or leasing or whatever, are familiar with it, know this designation because the commercial people use it. So if you're really serious about it, this is the program you should really invest in that. So it puts you way ahead of everybody else. So
Yeah, for sure. Same with the luxury homes, right? This one
yep,
is a little bit of money too, because you're learning the craft, right? If you want to work in those fields, learn the craft. There's other things that you can take for the commercial aspect of it that aren't so as intense as the CCIM, but this is one that is available to you, and you can always take classes just to learn things about it. Same with the real estate investing certification. That one is also going to be a little bit more intense because this is a specialty group, right? So those three right there are specialty groups. There's so many others, but it's focusing on what you need to know how to be proficient and help your clients by learning all the aspects of it. We have another really good program that costs a little bit of money with Century 21, and it teaches you all about new construction and building materials and stuff. I know a couple of our agents that took the classes. The one went gung ho and took every single class, so she spent a couple $1,000s on it, and she said it was fantastic. But you can a la carte those for people who don't have a lot of money. Like you can take one class at a time at $200 a pop and learn them. But it's really good information. It helps you learn about building new construction and also about building materials and when people are renovating and things like that. So that helps set you apart from other agents who are just going out there getting their license and not really investing in their future. If you want to make this a business and a really good business, study, learn
exactly.
in your off time, right?
Exactly.
I'm This is Veterans Day is coming up on November 11th, so I thought we'd give them a little kudos. You can
Yeah.
give back to your community, organize a donation drive, or at least just send them Happy Veterans Day on your social and such like that. So
Right. Right.
we do love our veterans here.
It's always one of those holidays. Do you say Happy Veterans Day or not happy? Or just enjoy I don't know. It's like, is
I do.
one of those
If I
holidays,
see a
Happy
vet,
Veterans?
if
I guess so.
I
I think it's
do,
fine. Because
it,
veterans, yeah, Memorial Day is different. So
it,
veterans, they're, still, is good. It doesn't mean, but Memorial Day is kind of Happy Memorial Day. That's kind of the people that passed. So I watched that because I remember years ago. Actually, it was Valentine's Day, and I upset a few people because I was sending a lot of Valentines that don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Thought it was just something that everybody celebrated,
oh,
but not everybody does everything. So, so,
yeah.
but
I
Veterans Day
usually,
can be a happy Veterans Day, I think.
yeah, if you know they're a veteran, I just say thank you for your service and
Oh, definitely that. Yeah, oh, of course, of course. All
want
right,
to.
Stevie,
All right, so we're getting almost to
tomorrow.
the end. Yep, tomorrow we have Mike Ferrante's DocuSign. Then we have buyer agreements. It's all about the net on November 7th with Hash. We have Core Law with Mike Ferrante on November 16th. That is a Saturday morning class, you guys. He does
Yeah,
do them every once in a while. December 4th, working with buyers. That's also with Mike. And then on December 5th, we have core ethics. I did look up a few other places and I hadn't seen anything after the 5th of December yet. So I don't know if the boards are not going to do anything or not. But if we find something new, we still have time. We'll let you know.
throw it on there. All right. Well, that's it for the stop sharing. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Remember, reach out to Debbie or myself. Happy to go over more of this and help you out. And we'll continue on with business building the rest of the year, pretty much, right? All the way to the
Yeah.
end of the year with
Yep,
that.
we got I think so. Little bits and pieces of things. Next time we're going to talk about, yeah, your income roller coaster.
That's right. That's right. Well, thanks for joining. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.